Hey guys, this is Brandon from Finding a Better Fitness. Um, Wanted to come to you guys on this and just kind of give you a chance to get to know the real me, why I'm creating this channel, what I'm hoping to accomplish, and what benefits are there to losing weight uh, once you get to a place where you're wanting to be, right? So first, give you a little background. Uh, my name is Brandon, and I have been on my fitness journey for about 14 years now. Um, I started at 653 pounds. I had a gastric bypass because I was so far out that I couldn't do anything. I was probably 21 years old. I'd never been heavy my entire life, but I got into some really abusive relationships, and it caused me to go down a path very quickly of no return. At least I thought at that time. Um, I did very bad things to myself in order to try to end it all, right? I thought I wasn't worth a nickel. I, I hated myself. I hated what I saw in the mirror every day. I was just disgusted. And I felt like there was nowhere to turn, nowhere to go to. And so I got my gastric bypass. I remember my 3-year-old daughter at the time coming to me, and she had told me, she said, "Daddy, I don't want you to die." And it was about that time where that trigger took place that I decided I wasn't going to. So next day, went to our gastric bypass facility, signed up. I was horrified. Insurance came back and told me, "Hey, you got to lose 100 pounds because you're not healthy enough to go under the knife." And I said, "Okay." So I cut down to about 550. 558, I think, actually was the actual number when I had surgery, and came out and I got down to about, I want to say, around 420 pounds. Sorry guys if you keep seeing me scratch my nose. I have kind of a cold right now, so just trying to get through it. So hopefully I'm not too gross sounding on here. Um, Anyways, back to the story. Uh, Sorry, this is it's just really vulnerable for me to talk about sometimes. But I think that kind of brings up a good point is when you're in this fitness journey, you can't be afraid of what people are going to say about you. You can't be afraid to show the real you. So that segues into after I had the gastric bypass, right? So I remember I went to Planet Fitness, and probably like many of you, I started walking on a treadmill. I can remember walking at like a mile an hour and just dying of sweat. I mean, I'm talking like just dripping sweat, 550 pounds, just trying to make a difference in my life. And I remember so many people at the time pointing, laughing, making fun of me, getting nasty comments, nasty looks, people saying you'll never make it, um, you'll never be anything, you'll never have a good job, you'll never have a woman that loves you, you'll never be attractive to anybody. And those things can destroy us if we let them. And what I decided to do that day is enough is enough. So I stood up for myself and I stuck the journey. I got down to about 420 ish with the gastric bypass, and I stopped losing weight. Um, I just, for some reason, plateaued and couldn't break it. I think a part of it is because I think my metabolism hit a certain barrier where I was eating too little calories to lose any more weight. So pretty much I went into like this Eskimo state. Um, and I did this for about 5 or 6 years. I did walks in 5Ks, I did 10Ks, and then I decided to look out and say, hey guys, I need help. I have no strength, I have no mobility, I have no flexibility. I could barely get off the ground by myself, right? Because I was a lot smaller of a person, but I was still like two whole people being 420 pounds. Now, just to give you some context, I am 6 foot 4.5. And so I'm a big guy, and I'm thick built anyways. So I carried it well, but 420 is 420, right? So I reached out to one of my friends, and they had reached out to me, and they said, "Hey, why don't you go into powerlifting?" One of my friends he's a coach there at the gym. He owns a gym, and so I went there and I talked to the guy, and man, my life changed forever when I found powerlifting. Um, like I said, I started powerlifting probably August of 2019. I've been powerlifting for about 5 years now. At my lowest weight, I've been 242. At my competition weight, I compete in the like between the 275 and 308 weight class. Just depends on where I'm trying to get to. I've not had an opportunity yet to compete at that low because I find I feel the strongest when I'm in the 308s. So what I do is I do a lot of bulking slash cutting cycles, just like everyone in the fitness journey. Once you're able to control your food and the volume you eat, and you learn how macronutrients can supply your goals and your concerns, then you can really start playing with food and learning how to develop a proper nutrient plan, right? So that's what I do. For the last 5 years, I've been cutting, bulking, cutting, bulking. Just depends on where I am in the different phases of what my goals are. And I have actually won a few powerlifting competitions, and it feels really good to know that I've beaten the odds, and I want to help you guys do that same thing. I want to help you guys, come from a place where you feel like there's no return, no way out. There's no way anybody cares about you. Um, I care about you. I want to help you. Even if you never join my personal training services, I'm still putting out this content for in hopes that it's free content and take it or leave it. But at the end of the day, I have lost over 400 plus pounds. 130 of it, 140 of it was from the gastric bypass. I always tell people this up front because everyone likes to assimilate. Oh, you had weight loss surgery, so you couldn't lose the weight yourself. The matter of the fact is this, guys, right? So when you're 650 plus pounds, you can't do anything for yourself, much less get up and exercise. And even if you could get up and exercise, you can't even get off the couch. I don't know how many of you guys have actually been that large that are going to listen to my channel, but the truth of the matter of fact is, you lose all caring about yourself, and you start to feed into what everyone is saying about you, that you're lazy, that you're this and that. You guys got to stand up for yourselves and build a better you. And that's why I called my channel what I called it, Finding a Better Fitness, right? Because it's finding the best version of yourself and applying that to every day. Powerlifting, not only has it changed my mindset and obviously my body, but it's also made me into the person I am today. I went from not being able to hold jobs to being able to hold a job for multiple years at a time, and only moving up because I wanted to, not because I was being fired or terminated or quitting. So I became a better man. I became a better husband. I became a better provider. My mindset just changed, right? I had more initiative, more drive. And the one thing I will say about fitness as a whole, and especially powerlifting itself, is that it makes you strong mentally. And there's something to be said about that because you're able to push past barriers and points where you didn't think you could ever come out of. You're able to lift that barbell with that amount of weight that you never thought you could do before, and it takes you to a different place, especially if you learn the difference between motivation and discipline. And we'll talk more about that in further content. I don't want to give it all to you guys, all the secrets in one video, but I do want to let you guys know, hey, if you have any questions, want to know how I did something, just stay tuned because I'm sure I'll cover it. And if I don't cover something you guys want to talk about, subscribe, tell me in the comments what you guys want to hear about, and I'll make it happen for you guys. All right, this is Brandon from Finding a Better Fitness and Finding a Better You. And I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.